The line I wouldn't cross. The silence in the kitchen felt heavy. A thick, suffocating thing. I'm Mark, 30 years old, and I just told Ellie, the woman I was supposed to marry, that we should break up. My son, Leo, is 10. I have full custody, and his biological mother is completely out of the picture. She's too unstable even for supervised visits, which last happened 2 years ago. I'm a single dad, and that's just our reality. I started dating Ellie when Leo was 6, and I introduced them a year later. They've always gotten along fine. Leo is a good kid, and he had no issues with Ellie being around. But here's the key, he likes her as my fiancée, as Ellie, not as his mom. He's never formed that deep, familial bonds, and that was the problem that finally drove us apart. She confessed her hurt to me recently. She said it stung every time Leo corrected someone who assumed she was his mother. She's been there for him more than his biological mom. She argued, and she's worked hard to be a solid, motherly presence in his life. It was a beautiful thing she was trying to do, and I appreciated it deeply. But it wasn't enough for her. The conversation went from emotional to alarming when she outlined her solution. She wanted us to start family therapy, and for Leo to go back into individual therapy. The goal, to manipulate our relationships to that point for the wedding. She said she wanted to be able to call him her son, and for him to call her mom at the wedding. She insisted that since he wouldn't do it naturally, we had to encourage it. Why would you want to force this? I asked, completely taken aback. She immediately corrected me. It's not forcing, it's encouraging. She insisted, arguing that he needed a mother to be present in his life, and she was already fulfilling that role. She asked how things would work if she remained just Ellie and if his biological mom ever came back into his life years from now. I pointed out the obvious. You can be good for him, be a permanent, loving fixtures, without forcing him to see you as his mom. But she wouldn't budge. She said she didn't like that he didn't have a mother to confide in, and she needed that label to feel secure in her role. Then came the ultimatum. I'm not sure I could marry you if that's your attitude. I want to do this for our family. That's when I drew the line. Then we should break up, I said, my voice steady despite the sinking feelings in my gut. Because I won't force him to consider you his mother. She was stunned. She hadn't expected me to choose that path. She asked me to reconsider. For my son's sake. All that extra therapy, all the pressure building up to that moment at the wedding, it wouldn't be encouragement, it would be coercion. I won't push my 10-year-old son into an emotional relationship he's not ready for, simply to satisfy my fiancée's need for a title. I love Ellie, but I love Leo's stability and honesty more. That's the line I simply would not cross.